Cancel.
Schweezy.
So I'm feeling my age again. It's just like seems like I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm old to kids and then young to boomers and Gen X, I'm just in that spot. And it's making me feel my age. I had a funny thought, but then I lost it. But yeah, feeling old, and I still think everything's like, I think I'm stuck in like 2010, that 2010, 2011. It's the age I'm really stuck in, or the year, I'm really stuck in. But yeah, I listened to My Chemical Romance, the song Teenagers, and I kind of related with the chorus. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me. It just depends on if they think you're cool or not, but I was like, I kind of relate to this a little bit. Sometimes, you walk by a group of children and you're like, please don't talk to me, But anyways, though, we're going to go through BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed is our friend with some low-tier content, but high-quality memes for me to react to. So, let's jump into it. Older people are sharing things that confuse them about kids these days in their 20s and teens. Exciting stuff. Let me go ahead and I forgot to do the thing. Do. All right, and awesome stuff. So yeah, older people are sharing things that confuse them about kids these days in their 20s. I don't think I need to read the bio. Their makeup routines. I'm 45 and my oldest daughter is 19. She can do makeup in such different ways. Concert makeup versus university makeup versus job makeup versus makeup she wears when she visits her grandparents. And it all looks amazing. She attributes it to all the makeup tutorials she'd watched growing up, and she's teaching her 12-year-old sister. I could sit all day and watch them interact and paint makeup on one another's face. I love it. Yeah, I guess that's a thing. Oh, yeah, makeup and stuff like that. I think, and I always think that sometimes when it's noticeable, like, sometimes it's like too perfect, like when a girl has like too perfect makeup on, and you also notice it too. Could be kind of, there's like a mental thing, like, is really self-conscious about something, and that can lead to some crazy stuff. So you just gotta be worried about that. So yeah. Makeup, I guess makeup does is a new thing that I cannot relate to. I only use like concealer to cover zits. Like that's all I use. So I'm hip with the kids, but I'm not that hip. You know what I'm saying? The openness young people have on social media these days, they post about all their problems as if that could possibly help. It's not going to. In fact, getting away from social media might be the better solution. Yeah, I think people are I think a lot of people are getting better at it, but people are like way too open on social media. I'm like, and I get like in some instances, like those people probably only allow certain people to see it, but I'm just in that group, they're like, yeah, you can see it. He's hit on me. He's definitely not into our kids, But, yeah, like some people are like way too open, and, I get worried about that. Like even like I posted like a picture of me and like my little cousin, and I'm like, not my kid, it was the caption, and I was like, I feel kind of weird. I'm not going to post it on the show, but I felt kind of weird that to post it on Instagram, because I don't know if like who sees my post should be seeing that, seeing a kid and so finding my cousin, seeing those, it's just weird shit like that, I just feel weird. Kids make things weird. That's why I don't like it. Fuck kids. That's why I don't like kids. But and don't be open on social media either. Don't be stupid. 3. I've been surprised that most of the Gen Z students I work with don't have good computer skills. I assume that growing up with smartphones would make them great at IT and computer stuff, but I think in reality the smartphone and apps make so that young people don't really learn how things work. Don't have computer skills? That is weird. Yeah, I guess you could. I really think like some things with computer skills, like like you go to school and when you're in school, you learn how to what is it? You learn how to type. Do they still do typing in school? Like we had to do typing. Well, I got out of I did a little in middle school, but in high school, I got out of that completely because I had to take it my senior year, and that was like 2011, 2012. 2011 actually, I think it was the fall semester. And and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna do typing anymore. Everyone knows how to fucking type, you know. Or they did it in middle school and primary school. I had computers primary school. I think we went from like the old Macs, like the original. It's the original. Is it the original iMac or the no? I think it was just called the Apple II or something. Yeah, Apple II. That was what it was, I think. And they had those in school, and then we got Windows XP. So that was exciting. So I had computer classes ever since I was little. So I guess just leave it. Yeah, if you're young, you do it now because now we even use computers more for you have to type papers now, and so now so now every kid just knows. But like other computer skills, like how to like do basic computer, where you're like, oh, did I not realize is my computer running slow because I have 15 programs open? Like people don't understand those concepts. Like, oh, if I have a million Chrome tabs open, then my computer will be slower, and that's not good. So people don't know that. I think it's just random basic computer skills I think people are having that I think you'd be like really surprised with that. Smartphones too, it's amazing. Like, Gen Z ain't no different from the boomers. It's like, like they're like, you've had a cell phone for 10 years now and you still don't know how to use it. You don't know how to download an app. So, that's the boomers in us. So, yeah, it's not too surprising, but I am surprisingly surprised. That's cool. The way they make everything into a diagnosis, everyone on TikTok seems to have something. If they like to have a clean room, it's OCD. If someone doesn't like them, that person is a narcissist or sociopath. I have mental health issues myself, and it's really hard to find people to talk to about them because pretty much everything I see online is kids self-diagnosing and spreading misinformation. Yeah, I think that is going to be a phase, and the phase is going to pass. So there becomes a weird phase, and then everyone looks back on that cringe, and you just have to make the good judgment now. Like, is this stupid? And then so I think the making everything a diagnosis, and some people are thinking like the whole multiple genders is gonna be, people are gonna be like people who identify as non-binary are gonna like. I don't really think I am. I think I'm going back. Like Demi Lovato already did. Or they'll go from she they to she her. She'll revert back. If you ever go to an event and someone gets up to speak and they start the conversation up with my name is Jocelyn, she her. They start with she her, and then you see they're white. You're about to hear the dumbest fucking thing come out of someone's mouth that you've ever heard in your life. It's a complaint about the most nonsense thing. It's like the window was 75% open. And you're like, shut the fuck up. It's just a little nonsense. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to stick around or not. Eventually I'm going to be not woke. And then it's like, Patton Oswalt said, like, sorry, I don't think you should be able to fuck your own clones. Like, you know what? I think you should be able to fuck another person's clone, but you can't be fucking your own clone. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm just old fashioned like that, so it was like, eventually we get so woke, like you're not gonna be able to keep up forever. Just try to stay as long as possible, All right. Cancel culture. It seems to me that a lot of young people don't seem to understand the difference between someone having opinions you don't like, and having opinions that are morally reprehensible. Yeah, cancel culture. I don't know. Surprisingly, buzzword. I think we need to update the cancel Schweezy drinking game to, like, if it's something comes up about cancel culture, you just chug a keg, because that's hilarious. Yeah, so my cancel culture, and I guess what are my thoughts on cancel culture of the guy with the podcast called Cancel Schweezy? Well, it's called Cancel Schweezy because the joke is I'm going to say something so stupid, everyone's going to cancel me. That's the joke, And then, but in reality, it's not really that hot of a take, just a little obscure, just a little out there, And that's it's the whole joke of cancel. What do I think about cancel culture? It's like, I think we're already seeing that if they really need to be quote unquote canceled, they will go away and you won't see them again. Like, because the thing is, like, if they get such a bad reputation, no one's gonna want to work with them. So, when it's really bad, I think that's when it does. When it's not, you're like, okay, like, it wasn't that, like, Louis C.K. jerking off. I'm like, all right, that was a bad thing to do, but, like, I'm gonna let you know that's the most vulnerable. That's the most vulnerable a man is, when he's just jerking himself off. So I don't. I mean, you were both invulnerable. Just weird things. So yeah, I guess that's my cancel culture thought. So, like, when it's bad, I think karma will work it out. I think my spiritual beliefs have gone to the, like, my name is Earl idea of karma. Like, that's how I believe in the universe now. And for a while, I think kind of like that, but I think it's a good thing. And now I'm just like, I think I actually believe that. I think I actually believe that, like, when my name is Earl, that concept, it's like that concept of karma, where you do good things happen. When you do bad things happen. I believe in that karma, So I think I'm just admitting to myself I full on believe that shit. So that's cool. That's a Cancel Schweezy exclusive right there. Discovering that I fucking believe in the My Name is Earl karma. Like, this is a worldwide moment that we all need to get into. Cancel Schweezy moment. That I believe in the My Name is Earl rules of karma. I'm just admitting to it now. That's what I think about the world. Like, I don't know. I don't know what spiritual things are out there, but I mean, doesn't that make sense though? Doesn't that feel like life should balance out? I feel like life needs to balance out. If you want good things happen. But you also have to be disciplined for it too. I think it also involves discipline too, like Earl Hickey, and righting the wrongs of his list. This is what I believe now. I believe in the My Name is Earl stuff. This is you ever like think to yourself and really make a breakthrough? I'm so happy this is being filmed / recorded. When you watch the video, you won't hear film, but when you're listening, you want to hear record. So anyways, though, I believe in My Name is Earl karma, and that's what happened to cancel culture. 6, the trend of making a full-blown social media account for your baby and tagging yourself in the bio. That is fucking weird. That's just, I think every generation knows that's weird. It's weird. It's weird seeing that you're seeing as a trend. Like, so multiple teenage girls getting pregnant. So, and making this. So it's like, yeah. The only time I've seen it is like when you're in high school and like the girl, you just were Facebook friends with the girl who got pregnant and then made a page for the baby. I'm like, it's been weird every generation. It's been weird in every generation. So that's not I hope if it's a trend, we all think it's cringe. So every generation thinks it's cringe, but happens in all of them. I think how long until the millennials are barren, minus the men, the women, that's like a dark thought, but it's also a okay question to ask. In terms of positives, I work with young people and I'm super impressed by how much more confident young women are around periods and menstrual talk. They're so much more confident than my generation was to just ask for what accommodations they require and the information they need to know. I'm really glad the taboo is slowly shifting in this area. Yeah, I never got the taboo behind a woman's period, You can explain it to men. Men get it. Men can understand what happens. You're like, all right, so every once a month, egg goes through the tube, and then it's like, get me pregnant, and then you don't get pregnant, and then the egg just bleeds and dies. I think that's it. Is that right? I'm only really knowledgeable on things that affect my life, so sometimes, I am the smartest person but at the same time, I'm the smartest person about things that affect my life. So write that down. Get that tattooed on your body, please. Anyways, though, it's like weird. And then like now I have friends who are women that are just like, I'm having the bloodiest period of my life. It's just fucking Pompeii down in my vagina. I'm like, okay, too much info. And no, we're not talking about periods. I was like, let's bring up period sex time. No, we're not gonna do that. It's okay either way. You know what? Do you? Yeah, I never knew why we had to be so taboo. She started her period. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, and then if you're a little kid, what's that? Well, when women turn like 11 or 12 or whatever age women get periods these days, they once a month they bleed out of their vaginas, and then it stops. Then it comes back every month, and that's really all happens. So every kid eventually bleeds out of their vagina, and they ruin a pair of underwear. That's it's the story. It's the story of the sun. It's the story told throughout time and space. Is the talk on the woman's period, and I wish I was more knowledgeable, but it doesn't affect me, so I don't have to know. I don't have to know anything. So, but yeah, it's okay. I think it's okay for women to be open and and I think women should be able to breastfeed in public. But women, don't make eye contact with anyone. Just, okay? Deal? You can breastfeed in public. However, you can't make eye contact with anyone. What about the baby? No, not even the baby. That's weird. Like, he's looking up on you, enjoying that, like sucking on mommy's titties. I'm like, that's weird, dude. It's a job that has to be done. It's not sexy sucking on your mom's tits, okay? It's sexy to suck on someone else's mom's tits, but that's your kid, though. Like, usually making that for your kid. So, a lot of education today, folks. A lot of education. All right. I work with a lot of 17 to 20-year-olds, and I've noticed a weird obsession with young people knowing where their partners are at all times. One girl threw a fit because her partner's Snapchat location wasn't on, and she was scarily angry about it. It's such a red flag, in my opinion. Yeah, I guess I didn't date in the 90s because I was like a toddler, but I have watched a lot of TV shows from the 90s, and I know about the dating, how dating was back then. Like, you actually had to get a girl's phone number, and if you were in high school, you had to talk to her dad. It's always the dad who answers the phone. It's like, my daughter's a teenager, which means I have to answer the phone call now. And that's when dads get on the phone. That's when dads use phones. And they put it on there. And we're all looking at Alexandra Daddario, and I don't blame you. I am too. So, 9, all the swimsuits that go up your butt crack. It just looks so uncomfortable to me, but y'all do you. I'll sit here in my full coverage, grainy bathing suit. That's probably ugly, but at least I'll be comfy. Yeah, I've noticed. If you're, all of us guys, we know a woman. We go on her Instagram. We scroll see if they've ever been to the beach. Every man does it. And if a man doesn't do it, he's a liar. We all do it. And guess what? It doesn't mean he's cheating on you. He doesn't mean he's cheating on you. He's just, you can look. If it's on a phone, it's okay. If it's in real life, it's different. But there's also, we can come back to that. But yeah, I've noticed some girls wear extremely nothing, and some girls wear a swimsuit which, covers their gut. And I'm not gut shaming anyone. I'm bloated half the time anyways. So I'm not gut shaming anyone, but or like that, and you think it's hot, and then you realize it's only okay, it could be better, but it's okay. It can get the job done. Okay, ladies, it can get the job done. Just let that fupa hang out. Just let it. It's kind of hot. A little. It's like give it a little bit. Just like a little bit. Not much, like a little bit. And if you have big thighs, that means you're crushing guys' skulls in between your crotch. The constant posting of children on social media, I see a ton of mothers doing this. I just think children have a right to privacy, and posting their photos, you take that away from them. You're also influencing them at a young age to constantly be on social media. I hate that for kids. Yeah, I've also thought about that too. I even know people who don't post their kids on social media at all, except for sometimes you'll see them or hear them, That's the kind of parenting of some people. And then I've seen a lot of people, they'll post pictures of their kids, but they'll always cover their face or have the kid from behind. And I just think that's weird. Why post your kid if you're not going to show their face, It seems like you're trying to make a brand out of your child, but the brand has no face, That's what it's all about. Making the brand face. Yeah, but some people, and then I know some people, it's still social media, but some people are very, very small, just keep their Facebook small, friend group small, these days, because they're posting their kids, and they don't, they'll make sure only certain people can see pictures of their kids, not everyone have private accounts and stuff like that, just to keep in touch with friends and family, So, some people do it too much, some people don't do it at all, and some people do it in the weirdest way possible. Fascination with eyebrows. Since when did eyebrows become so important? All of a sudden, people became so focused on brows and making them look absolutely perfect. It's so silly and ridiculous to me. They're just two small lines of hair on your face, and most of the time, I don't even notice someone's brows. That is true. I do not get most eyebrow things. I guess if you want to thicken it up, I know you can get it's not a tattoo, but something done that's kind of like a tattoo, and it's just and it just makes it look a little bit thicker. Guys, I've seen some guys do it with their hair, but it's not, it only works so much, So very, very, it's very weird. Some people get tattooed hair, short, and they just have to shave what they don't, Weird. It's a weird one. But ladies, if you're wanting to know what eyebrows that your man wants to see on you, I'm here for you. The eyebrows he wants to see on you are separate but equal, like schools, like the opposite of schools are supposed to be. Separate but equal, great for eyebrows, bad for schools. Men don't give a shit as long as they're there. If you shave him off, he's gonna leave. Ladies, if you want a man to leave you, shave off your eyebrows. He will fuck you one or two more times, and then he will leave. Okay? You will have to put out a couple times, and then he'll leave. A small price to pay for salvation, if you catch my drift. So that's that. We went through some important stuff. Wearing headphones as accessories. This is my biggest beef with Gen Z. They fully wear AirPods with no sound coming through them. Considering it's some kind of fashion statement, it's dumb, and I'll happily die on this hill. That kind of reminds me of how people who want to flex that they have a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of money. They'll try to jewelry and expensive clothes and cars and shit like that. And like, yeah, they'll do the thing where like, oh yeah, I have like this, I have my AirPods in, it's the newest one, or I have my AirPods Max. It's an accessory for my outfit to show you that I have a lot of money because those were $500 headphones. They'll kind of brag about it, but rich people don't really brag about their wealth that much. So it's kind of the opposite of what movies taught us. That's why people who don't have a lot of money act like people in movies. But yeah, people who don't have a lot of money, like Mark Zuckerberg, you could probably just like, you say you work retail and you didn't like know who he was, you could like help him out. I'm like, oh hell, can you help me with my shirt? Yeah, okay. And he's like, oh okay. I really like this color shirt. It's kind of my color. Can I get $5 million? And yeah, you work on like commission, right? And that's like those are the kind of guys that you meet, and you're like, okay, I really like working with you. Those are like the rich guys. That's what rich guys do. They don't usually have to flex. They just exist. Their existence is a flex that they're better than you. So that's cool. So yeah, Gen Zs are cool. Cool kids. 13 is the celebrity obsessed culture. I feel like young people these days have a conspiracy theory level investment into the lives of their favorite celebrities. It's creepy. Fandom has always existed, and sure, I had boy band posters all over my room when I was younger, but the celebrity obsession has become very unnerving. Yeah, I think the reason why the celebrity obsession became so creepy to this point, like unnerving, and like, why are people so obsessed? Like, I love Taylor Swift. I love her music. Like the new album, yes, but like right now, I do not want to go to a Taylor Swift concert because I just think a lot of her fan base is just super toxic. I got to admit, good songs and they have good. And like, I'm not saying if you like Taylor Swift, like you're her toxic fan. Her toxic fans are, who her toxic fans are. If you're making conspiracy videos about Taylor Swift and like how she's trying to leave you a secret message, you know how fucking crazy you sound that like, I think she's leaving us a secret message, guys. I gotta find this. I'm gonna have to diagnose this clue and figure out the secret message. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like, do you know how crazy you sound right now? Like, I understand liking something, but like, you gotta not be crazy about it. I really like music and I could just be crazy about it. Like, I could be really, really, really crazy about it, but I hold it back. I hold it back a lot because I don't want people to know. I don't want to be crazy, and you choose to be crazy. This kind of crazy is something you choose. Like, I could never just like, what do you do in your free times? Like, I manage a meme and fan account for Bella Porch. I'm like, oh, that's what you do in your free time. Yeah. Okay. So that's a lot. That's weird, man. That's really weird. And yeah. And yeah, I think people would think you're weird already. So it's okay to like things, but like, remember, if it makes you sound crazy, it's probably true. Always remember that. I don't understand the whole obsession with influencers. Why would you want to scroll through a bunch of selfies from strangers on Instagram or watch some random family document their totally staged for the camera day on YouTube? It's just so deeply weird to me that so many major Gen Z celebrities aren't talented musicians or writers or actors or artists. Rather, they just post pictures of themselves with some boring caption like "so busy lately" and it gets literally 1 million likes. Yeah, I just think it's people who've in some way or another built up a fan base, and so really to build up a fan base, you have to make content. So they're probably making some kind of content, and sometimes just there's someone you're interested in, and their lives are they just live an interesting life, and it's kind of like living through them because when your life is boring, sometimes your life just gets to that point, it just gets boring. So it's good, cool to keep you going there. And then there's people who do a lot of videos and make content in like individual hobbies. So like that's also a thing too. So yeah, like that influence, like the influencers over the word. If you're just an influencer, like you just post on Instagram, like fuck you. But like then there's people who do also build up a fan base, make content. It's really cool. And fuck your OnlyFans. I'm just feeling it. The skimpy clothes they wear. I know crop tops are a thing right now, but my goodness, but some clothes on. Aren't you cold? Some days these young people will realize comfiness is key and there's no need to impress people by dressing in revealing clothes. You know what? I'm going to go against this person. Wear revealing clothes, ladies. I'm not requesting it, but I'm approving it. So you do you, but just let me know. Send me some photos. Just let me know you're doing okay. You know, that's all that matters. You know what? I'm against that person. Bachelorette parties. These pre-wedding traditions have gotten out of control. I've seen so many friends soured because a bride-to-be expected her friends to shell out thousands of dollars for their very one-sided pricey vacation. More often than not, these celebrations seems to take a toll on relationships. Yeah, and fuck every person who goes to Nashville for their bachelorette party. Fuck all of you. You're the scum of the earth. I think you're worse than people who reheat fish in the office. I think you're worse than those people. Those people, when you go to Nashville for your bachelorette party, you know how many tumors you've had grown inside of people who have to work, whose work down there's heads. The tumor in their brain has grown because of you. And that's that. Hookup culture. I do not understand it. Aren't you afraid of STIs? And sleeping with random people just seems gross and dangerous to me. You know, just sleep with people who are clean, you know? I always feel like, you know, STDs and shit like that come from when you do, you know, I don't know where they come from. I'm not going to speak on that. But don't fuck people with things, you know? If you do that, you're in. Or I think condoms might work in that situation, so you might just have to take one for the team, brother. I don't know how many more we got of these. What I generally don't understand is the utter obsession with zodiac signs. A girl literally told my little sister that she was going to hate her because of her sign, and she was being totally serious. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and it's not backed up by any science. I think people don't have personality. I think people are trying to find personalities, and technology has changed things. And so now people were like, I want a personality trait, and then they figure out their zodiac sign, and they're like, all right, I have a personality now. I can make I have my personality. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a bad bitch, you know? So that's cool. The hairstyles, see Gen Z are all competing for world's worst haircuts, and they're all winning. I think haircuts come and go, you know, what looks good, what looks bad. Like, it's just what happens, you know? And you just gotta live with it. You gotta live with hairstyles coming and going, you know? 20, the popular look of mom jeans with crop tops so far doesn't flatter anyone that I've seen. Shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say to you. I find my half sister, who are 15 and 17 years old, to be so confusing. They routinely rely on TikTok for information instead of using search engine Google. Yeah, apparently kids are. That's why you see some videos like, here's how you fix this leaky sink. First, you take your wrench tool and do this. And the reason why you occasionally stumble on videos like that is because kids are using TikTok to like solve their problems, like how millennials use Google. And like, all I did was Google it, and you know, both sources are fine. It's just, it's a weird, like, I don't know if you're in a situation like I don't know what to do. Well, I just Google it, but like you know, that's easier to Google even if like you have bad service. Like a Google searches, you can usually get that going. Like it's not easy, but you can get it going. But like like trying to load an entire fucking video, dude, like that's rough. So I don't know if that's gonna keep on. I don't, you know, none of these social media sites are gonna last forever. I'd be really surprised if they did. But or maybe they will. Maybe they're gonna maybe outlive me, but they're not gonna be forever. So we're just gonna have all these episodes, and someone's like, this guy was a genius of the time. I'll be like Plato in the future. Like someone just seen me. This dude was revolutionary. He was like, pee is stored in the ball. Like pee, and we looked at it, the science. The science is different, but I think if you say it, it's true. So you know, pee is stored in the balls. FYI. That's cool. Influencer culture, we already had that, right? Yep, that's it. So, all right, what do you guys think? What's the weird things kids do? Let me know. Thank you for watching this clip. Watch it again or watch something